finalists looking for their third title of the season. Defending champion Kim Adler, last week's winner Wendy Macpherson, and top seed Michelle Feldman are each looking to add another title in their already incredible year. The finals of the Lady Ebonite Classic are next. Today's opener, it'll be Kim Adler making her 7th appearance this year versus rookie Cara Honeychurch, and for the 8th time this season, Wendy Macpherson. The winner there will challenge 21-time titleist Leanne Barrette, with the victor of that match advancing to take on top seed Michelle Feldman for the title. Welcome inside Executive Bowl in Louisville, Kentucky for the finals of the Lady Ebonite Classic. Hi everyone, I'm Jan Schmidt along with my partner Lisa Wagner. Thanks for joining us. Lisa, you and I know too much about injuries. All professional athletes do. And our number 2 seed, Leanne Barrette, considered not bowling this event because of the injury.
Well, that's right. They call her Boomer, and that's because of that powerful explosion that happens at the pins with her ball. You know, but sometimes with that power does come a price. And for Leanne, that is in the form of a very sore shoulder. She skipped last week's event and really wished that she could kind of miss the whole entire swing, but she's an Ebonite staff member, and there was absolutely no way she was going to miss the Lady Ebonite Classic here. She's also looking forward to next week. She's defending champ.
Well, I guess she'll just have to gut it out, just like our top seed Michelle Feldman did in Omaha when she won despite the fact that she sprained her thumb right before the show. Lisa, has that injury affected her?
Well, I think it did affect her confidence a little bit, because if you notice, we haven't seen her on a telecast since then. She's been given a little nickname, Twister Sister. And that's obviously because of the tornado effect that her ball has at the pins. And I think that that injury did cause her to get a little bit lazy with her release. That's the strongest part of her game. That needs to be right. She's fixed it. She's got back that edge. I got a feeling this week it's back in the form of a Category 5.
Well, we'll see if anyone can downgrade Twister Sister a little later. Right now, we're ready for the first match. It'll be Adler, Honeychurch, and Macpherson. Big crowd on hand here for the Lady Ebonite Classic at Executive Bowl. We're in Louisville, Kentucky, and Cara Honeychurch will start the match. She was our number 4 qualifier. She had second choice in terms of order of start here for the match. She's from Melbourne, Australia. 28 years old in her rookie season. What a rookie season.
Boy, that's right. Look at last year. Look at the year she had. Taking home $50,000 for 300.
Courtesy of MasterCard last year. She appreciated that. With a lot of strikes just like that. Wendy Macpherson, 8th telecast. Boy, some of the players this year are just having an incredible run. 12th place is Wendy's lowest finish all year. Obviously not happy with that shot. 4, 6, 7, 10. Lisa, she told us last night if you played the dry too much, it was real easy to big 4.
Yes, it was. All week was that way. Kim Adler qualified 5th, 32 years old. 10 years on tour. This is Wendy's opening shot here. You're going to see the ball get down the lane and just make a head left turn. Left her with a, big 4. We call it the big 4, 4, 6, 7 pin. She ended up getting 1, got the 10 pin only. She has 7 in the first frame, and always want to, look at that count. Make sure you get as much count as you can. I'm sure she was trying for 2, though.
Qualified 4th to 214 average this week. Incredible match play record, 16 and 8. She asked about it. She said, hey, she got down time. My match play record's disgusting.
That's right. She said she gets beat up on once in a while. Sometimes you feel like you have a target on your back.
Well, I think when you're a rookie, everybody's out for you.
Or sometimes it's maybe just bad luck.
Could be. Oh, not the best of starts for Wendy Macpherson.
Well, she's a little bit slow right now. And I know that as the match goes on, we're going to see her get a little bit quicker with the ball speed.
Ooh, a little tough with the footing there, but she covers up the 4-7. Well, at least she took the wood this time. 2 pins, as we saw last night. Pin count real important toward the end of the match. Seventh TV appearance for Kim Adler, another one of the ladies having a tremendous year. A little bit soft. 10 pin, not going to go on that shot.
That's right. Everybody getting a little bit of a feel for the lanes right now. We're only ending the second frame. Honeychurch right in the pocket on her first frame on the left lane.
Back up now again on lane 17. Again in the pocket, not the same result, even a 7.
We talked about pin count, and we'll talk about that with Kim's 42nd game last night in match play.
Yeah, pretty critical. She just made it into the show. Carolyn Ballard could have made it. They could have actually ended up in a tie if they both struck out in the 10th. And Carolyn had her famous lead.
7-10.
In the pocket.
In the pocket again.
So Kim promptly stood up and threw a 9 count to secure her position on the show.
That was one of those matches where every single frame they were 1 to 2 pins apart. So, 42 games is going down to 1 ball making the show.
Absolutely, and Carol Norman was in contention also in 7th. Could have made it just as easily. Up through the 9th frame, 10th frame really, it was anybody's spot on the
That's
show.
right, and I watched Carol Norman the last few games of match play, the last 8 games, but her last 4, she got, a lot of 9 counts. Could have gone either way for her.
Kim Adler now up in the 3rd. Barron strike so far, another strike on lane 17 for Kim Adler. Wendy covers the spares, and the best women bowlers in the world are heading for Florida next month. And the fans in the Orlando area can join the PWBA members for the Pro-Am prior to the Greater Orlando Classic from AMF Altamont Lanes in Altamont Springs, Florida. The tournament runs September 3rd through the 7th with the Pro-Am on Sunday, September 3rd. Contact Ken Epplinger at 407-862-2500 for all the tournament and Pro-Am information. We have a long swing coming up in the fall. There's a look at our score right now. Kim Adler leads by 1 pin over Cara Honeychurch. Wendy Macpherson trailing by 24 pins as Cara Honeychurch steps up in the 4th frame, working on a spare. And finds the pocket on lane 18. Wendy Macpherson, Columbia staff member on the show. She's also on Mongoose Pro Staff and Contour Pro Staff. There she goes. That's the Wendy Macpherson we're used to seeing.
Well, that's right. The first 2 frames for her a little bit slow. I'm not sure if she made a ball change or not. I think she may have made a ball change of something that's going to go a little bit longer.
Adler can take her lead to 11 and not going to happen with that shot.
Saw that all week. Get a little bit soft, going right through the nose. She left herself with a 3-6-9-10. Watch this ball get down the lane about 45 feet. Looks like somebody kicked it. Look at somebody kicking balls down there to the left. She's going to need to get the ball to the right side of the 3-pin. It can be a very tough spare because you got to have enough angle at it to get the ball to hit the 3 and the 9.
Oh, in a very unusual way to make that spare. Got The Lady Ebonite Classic is just underway here in Louisville, Kentucky. Kim Adler has the lead. We'll be back with more in just a moment. We're back at Executive Bowl in Louisville, Kentucky. While we were away, Cara Honeychurch and Kim Adler continued to strike. Cara took the lead by 9 pins over Kim Adler. Wendy, Macpherson, Lisa still having some problems.
Well, it doesn't look like she's quite got the feel tonight. I don't think she's not very aggressive right now. And she said last week she was a little bit nervous, could barely get to the line, and that might be carrying over this week.
Cara continues to strike. That's 5 in a row for her. Wendy now up. She's only had 1 strike so far this match. She's up in the 8th frame. And there's a second strike. She's trying to get comfortable. She's tired. It's been a long swing. You know, when you're long 2 swings, when you're doing that well, it's really tough.
Well, I mean, look how many shows she's made. You know, this is her 8th TV appearance, and the mental drain on a person is unimaginable, much of the physical part of it, too.
Kim needed to strike there to stay within 9 pins of Cara Honeychurch. Crossing over, leaving the 6-10.
Not a lot of forgiveness out there right now. Things got to settle down just a little bit in the back end. This is Kim's first shot in the 8th frame. You see it gets down the lane once again, like it did in the 4th frame. It's down the lane and just goes left. Using a spare ball for the conversion of the 6-10. She takes her glove off also.
That was a violent turn. You know, Wendy told us about her year so far.
I'm very happy with this year. I think actually this year is even better than last. I was asked an interesting question on whether I thought this year was, why am I subpar to last year? I think this one's even better, so I'm pleased. I'm very happy.
She's pleased and happy with that strike in the 9th. It won't be enough, but you see that last year through 12 events, 6 TV appearances, 1 title. This year through 12, 8 appearances, 2 titles, including a major, the WIBC Queens. So anybody who thinks she's having a subpar year,
well, I think maybe, you know, her career right now, or her year is getting lost a little bit in the fact that we have so many players with 2 titles and nobody is dominant.
That's right. You're right, Lisa, exactly, because in the previous years you could tell that she was definitely way out in front. But statistically, she's right on par for her game and her last 4 years of play.
Right, and it's a very close race this year.
Cara Honeychurch pretty well in command of this match as she steps up in the 10th frame. Leaves a 9 and says, oh, okay, all right, well, better now than a few frames ago.
Well, just got to make this one. If she makes it, she's going to have 240 plus.
Right, and the best Kim Adler could do would be 238 if she strikes out.
And as it always happens, you always find it at the end of the game. I get a feeling that Wendy's a little bit more relaxed right now, coming to the end of the match. And, you know, she's always said she's not always real fond of the 3, 4, 5. She likes the head-to-head matches. As we've seen her
lucky
do much better.
Lucky for the rest of the players on tour, because if she was good in this opening match, the 3, 4, 5, look out.
Well, you know, and if she keeps making it to the shows in the 3, 4, 5, she's going to figure it out.
Well, she will. She will. You can see right there. She's ready the next time.
Cara just has to keep this one on the lane.
Plenty of pins. Big 247 game for Cara Honeychurch. Wendy Macpherson saved her game. Almost going off the sheet, but 203 for Wendy, and we talked about Kim's great season so far, her 7th TV appearance, 12 match play finals, 2 titles. Honeychurch will advance, but first when we come back, some news about an event that you won't want to miss. Stay with us. If you're looking for one event to participate in that offers something for everyone, look no further. It's the Festival of Bowling, featuring the ABC-WIBC National Mixed Championship. It takes place October 20th through November 19th, 2000 at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. There will also be singles, doubles, trios, and team event, as well as a marathon event, a Baker format, a seniors division, and more. For a complete list of events and entry information, visit www.festivalofbowling.com or call 414-423-3328. Final score of match one, Cara Honeychurch 247 to Macpherson's 203 and Adler's 227. That score earns Honeychurch the right to move on and face Leanne Barrette. We're back at the Executive Bowl in Louisville, Kentucky for the Lady Ebonite Classic. There's a look at Roberta Hafner. She's a WIBC director and has been on hand all week, cheering for the ladies, helping them out in any way she can. The Women's International Bowling Congress, very active in the Professional Women's Bowling Association. We're ready for the semifinal match. It'll be Leanne Barrette and Cara Honeychurch. Leanne Barrette has elected to start the match.
A little bit surprised with that because I figured that with the problems that she's been having with her shoulder, she might not want to throw one shot, sit, and then have just the pin.
It must be a lane choice.
It must be. She must like the right lane an awful lot.
Well, that first shot on the left lane looked pretty good for Leanne Barrette. Cara Honeychurch coming off that 247 game. She was definitely locked into the pocket, no question. She's also an Ebonite staff member, very excited to make the show here in the Ebonite tournament. And we've been talking about injuries, Lisa. Cara has one of her own, and she told us a little bit about it.
My right kneecap is a little bit weak. It's been weak for a number of years, and usually I just wear a knee brace, and that's usually sufficient. But last week the approaches were a little bit slow, and we had to throw the ball quite firmly. So it's feeling a little bit tender this week, so I'm just taking a little bit of extra care, but there's nothing too serious to worry about at this stage.
Okay, and Lisa, in English, slow approaches mean?
Well, I had to ask that too. So I think what she meant was she was tending to step a little bit more than she was sliding. They weren't bad. The approaches were okay, but I think she meant that they weren't slippery. So she might have been digging in with that slide leg right there that you saw the knee brace on, and had a little bit of tenderness flare up in there.
Right, and most approaches will say, hey, they're to the slippery side or they're to the tacky slide. And by slow, you're just getting to the foul line a little slower, not sliding quite as quickly. Oh, and just like you saw in the last match on lane 18, ball taking a violent left turn.
Well, this is called a designer split.
Artwork?
It's one of those artwork. We have to, you have to stop and think what pins you leave because you don't see it a whole lot. So 3, 4, 6, 7. She's got to get the ball to the right of the 3 pin. She's going to have to knock them over into the 4, 7. And you got to be pretty exact on this. Got to hit the 3 pin to the far right side.
She'd have a good shot at this with the amount she hooks the ball. Just like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, with as much as Leanne Barrette hooks the ball, she's used to leaving it. So she knows how to make it. Watch this textbook conversion here. The ball's going to hook up just at the last second. Takes out both the 4 and the 7. That is a perfect way to get 20 in the first frame. Strike spare. Might as well have been like an 8-pin.
Only 54 bowlers this week, and the injury's an issue. A lot of people off. Pretty close to our average there, 198 to cash, 2-0 to make the cut.
Cara defeated Leanne Barrette in match play. So I know that she's hoping to do it again. There's the knee brace on her slide leg.
And she's worn that all year, but last night when she took that off, I noticed she had it taped underneath her hose. She actually had her knee taped in addition to the rest.
Right. She said that she's getting a little bit of uneven muscle wear, I guess you could call it. The muscles in both sides of her knee aren't pulling the same.
That's how she described it to us. Yes.
Right. In down under terms.
Down, yeah. Down under, as Ebonite has nicknamed her, the Thunder from Down Under. Oh. Mistake by Cara Honeychurch.
Now, she went to a spare ball here, but you're going to see, look at that, just hooks away. Well, I think she knew it about halfway down the lane. She saw that it just was not going left like she needs it to. And on spares, we've seen it before. Going to have to take a little bit more time, make sure that she sets herself and takes her time throwing it.
Well, she now trails by 3 pins with that open frame. She comes back with a strike. She's learned how to regroup. Leanne Barrette finished second in this event last year. Now, when we say last year, that was actually in Lexington, Kentucky, because they rotate back and forth between there and here every other year, the Lady Ebonite Classic. But Leanne was hurt last year in this event, back injury. Barely was able to bowl and shape up her match.
She lost to Kim Adler last year. And what could there not be two more beautiful cities to go to?
Well, Ebonite held a big media challenge the day before this event with Ebonite staff members and local media. There was a little instruction and a lot of fun. The media representatives were all drilled bowling balls, and there's a look at Bill Scheid, the president of Ebonite, who was involved in that. It was a great event. The players were featured on radio shows, morning talk shows, and in print. Nice way to start the week, and Leanne's picked a nice way to start this match. Strike spare, strike spare.
Just barely catching the 10 pin here. Whew. That's a thank you. It's going, good thing I polished that ball just a few more times.
Career earnings 7th all-time, $808,000, and the players can polish their balls in the Luster King during competition. That's our PWBA rule. A little bit different from what you might find in some of your tournaments or in league play. Our players are allowed to do that, only in the Luster King.
Right.
Or ball polishing machine of any type.
Cannot do it by hand. Can't put the substance on there with a towel or anything on the spinner. Can't do it that way. Must be by machine. And this week, it was getting some use because the lanes did hook. We were on 38 feet of oil this week, but the lanes do tend to curve a bit here.
Well, she covers that spare, and it makes it all even. There'll be more semifinal action from Executive Bowl when we return. The PWBA Bowlers Club is back. Join over 300 people who have won money and be a part of the PWBA Bowlers Club. For $29.95, you receive an attractive desk clock and are eligible for daily drawings of $100, Friday drawings of $200, and two $5,000 drawings, one on Christmas Day and one on April 1st. Call the PWBA office at 815-332-5756 or visit www.pwba.com for more information and to join. Leanne Barrette now leads by 4 pins. While we were away, she threw a double to take that lead. The good news is Cara Honeychurch picked up 2 7 pins while we were gone.
That's right, and both shots in those frames were in the pocket. So she still has 2 frames here, and depending on what Leanne does, she may still be in the match.
Next score possible for Leanne Barrette, 247. She's up in the 8th frame working on a double. Big strike for Leanne, and Lisa asked her what the key will be that'll help her shoulder tonight.
I'm just going to try and see on the same thing I did all week. I thought to relieve a little pressure in my shoulder, I would try to get my legs underneath me and a little lower so it didn't affect the bottom of my swing so much, and hopefully that'll work tonight too.
Seems to be working so far. You don't really see a big evidence of a lot of pain right now.
No, that's right. And her legs usually are low anyway. but I'm sure that by keying on them, she probably isn't noticing the pain as much. She also said that she stayed with a lot of stable drilling in the equipment, so the ball didn't hook so much and she wouldn't have to throw so hard.
Oh, and a big break for Leanne Barrette.
Well, Leanne did not project the ball to the right at all with this one. You're going to see she was a good 5 left down the lane. But, hey, the result, she's happy. Gave her a 4-bagger and a 24-pin lead.
Cara Honeychurch now stepping up in the 9th frame. She has to strike here. Best she could shoot would be 223. And that's disaster.
Now lift herself with the 4.67, and she's just going to have to take 2. And with a 169 in the 9th frame, that's not going to be enough.
Cara told us she is not at full capacity yet. She's always learning more about equipment. She's working on her game. A couple things, working on slowing her feet down.
And staying down at the foul line. And I think that right there probably was a result of pulling up a little bit at the foul line.
Best she can shoot right now would be 199. Leanne Barrette just needs to stay behind the foul line and knock some pins down in the 10th frame.
And what she's been working on is just plain discipline. You know, she has a good practice regimen, and I think by having those keys of slowing her feet down and staying down, I think we're going to see a lot more of Cara.
She finishes up in 3rd place, 5,200. Leanne Barrette defeats Cara Honeychurch to move to the title match, and when we come back, we'll recap all of tonight's scoring for you. So far tonight in match 1, Cara Honeychurch threw 6 in a row to secure the victory over Macpherson and Adler, 247 to 203 and 227. In match 2, it was Leanne Barrette with the string of 5 that sent Cara Honeychurch to Atlanta a little early. Final score 231 to 198. Here's a look at all the Pro-Am participants and volunteers, or at least a lot of them from this week. Came out for the tailgate party and to watch this telecast. They're going to stand by to watch this match. Coming up next, Leanne Barrette and top seed Michelle Feldman will battle it out for the title. Don't you touch that remote. We're back at Executive Bowl. There's a look at Sonny France and his wife Cliff France and his brother Gary France along with his wife Jean. They're all involved in the operations here at Executive Bowl, and it was 2 years ago in this bowling center that Michelle Feldman took the Lady Ebonite Classic title over Kim Adler. She's back this year to see if Twister Sister is strong enough to take down Boomer. What do you think, Lisa?
Well, I got a feeling this is going to be quite a match. We've got somebody who hooks it and somebody who hooks it more. They're both fun to watch.
And the choice is? Hook the ball.
That's right. Well, they were 1-2 for the tournament, and nobody was close to them. After 42 games, I mean, they were set in their positions.
Great opening shot for Leanne Barrette this match. And Michelle Feldman chose to have Leanne start. First look at Michelle Feldman today. 24 years old, 7 years on tour. 4 titles already. Big strike for her. Well, Leanne Barrette won the Greater Atlanta Open the last 2 years. Can she do it again? Well, catch all the action of the Greater Atlanta Open from AMF Marietta Lanes in Marietta, Georgia, Monday, August 14th at 9 p.m. That's on ESPN2. Be with us. Michelle Feldman up in the 2nd frame. Working on a strike. Oh, will it go? Okay, Lisa, how's she going to make this one?
Well, 2-4-10, not something that she hasn't left before. She moves quite a few of them. Ball just kind of, you saw it kind of straighten out there a little bit in the back end. Now if you get the ball to the left of the 2-pin, kick it over into the 10.
Oh, that was close, and it was close twice. The 4-pin almost came back out, took out the 2.
Well, let's see if Leanne can jump on this early mistake by Michelle.
Leanne, also an Ebonite staff member. She's won 4 Ebonite events in her career, so she does very well in those events. Trying to impress the bosses, she told us last night. Coming up high, leaving a 4-pin.
We're going to look at Leanne's game. Now watch her shoulder. Watch the shoulder movement. See, boy, there's a lot of strength right there. Look how low she is. She said she was going to key on staying low with those legs, so take a little bit of pain off her shoulders. I think it's working so far.
Now, you saw that pretty good, Lisa. How are your eyes doing after that eye surgery?
Well, Jana, I did notice that at about 58.5 feet on the left lane, there's the right quarter part of the board. It's a little dark spot.
Okay. Yeah, I'll buy it.
Okay, it's 55 feet. Actually, doing real good, 2020. The first time since I've been in 5th grade.
Excellent. That's really exciting.
I'm so happy.
Leanne Barrette leaving a 10-pin. You saw a look at where she's at. 12th in earnings, 10th in rankings, 12th in average. Leanne Barrette, good year, 3rd show. She'd like to have more shows than that so far this year. Covers that one solid. 12 tournaments for Michelle, 6 finals, 11 match play appearances.
And 2 titles. That's the biggie for Michelle. She has a goal this year. 5 titles.
And what'd she tell you?
This one's number 3.
She was pretty confident last night.
Yes, she was.
Needs to throw a few more strikes like that to remain that confident. 6th and 7th place, we told you about it. Carol Norman, Carolyn Dorn-Ballard fighting for that show, didn't make it. Maxine Nabel, Kathy Tribby, 2 newcomers here, and they're letting us know they're here.
That's right. In 11th, Carol Giannotti Block. She was wearing Terre Haute at the Clever Girl Open. Jennifer Swanson, 14th. 15th, Marianne DeRupo. She's having a great year also.
Michelle up in the 4th frame, working on a strike, and a big break, like we saw Leanne Barrette get last match.
Watch this ball get down the lane. Look at the revolutions on it. Oh, made the turn a little bit early there. She knows she got lucky. Oh, thank you.
Tightened up this match quite a bit. She trails by just 3 pins. This lady, Leanne Barrette, in the lead by 3 pins, working on a spare in the 4th frame. She looks good.
She looks great. I think that keying on her legs and keeping them lower, that is a great key. And that's a good key for anybody. But one thing that it does is it keeps you down at the foul line. You're going to get results just like we saw.
A little bit more consistent, too, when you can stay down like that.
Well, I think it's real important because it projects her ball down the lane, and that's something that she needs here in this bowling center with the pattern that our lane man has put out. We definitely got to project the ball down the lane.
This one to take the lead to 13, but it won't happen. Still leading by just 3 pins if she spares it up. And she told us she has to, it's frustrating because she's bowling so well. She needs to throw a lot every day to keep that feel, and she can't because of the injury.
Well, she's going through the right regimens. She's putting heat on it when she's done, or ice on it when she's done,
right,
and then heating it before she goes out to bowl. And she's taking some anti-inflammatory things to keep the swelling out. She's doing the right stuff.
Well, Leanne Barrette leads by 3 pins. We'll be right back with the final frames of the Lady Ebonite Classic. We're in the middle of the championship match here at Executive Bowl in Louisville, Kentucky. It's the Lady Ebonite Classic. Michelle Feldman has won twice so far this year, looking for title number 3.
And that's strike number 3. Yeah. Strike number 3.
Karen Stroud finished up in 16th. That's her 6th cut this year. Rachel Perez, she missed quite a few tournaments this year working the Cats out at WIBC. And our reigning Rookie of the Year, Tiffany Stanbro, in 20th.
In 21st, Allison Allman, she's from Florida. We're going to be down there 3 weeks kicking off the fall swing. Our statistician, Anne-Marie Dugan. Jody Ellis, Alita Sill, first to $1 million.
Ooh. That was the lane she took the Brooklyn on, so it's like she's giving it right back there. Solid 7.
What a payback right there. Much better shot. You're going to look how much further down the lane the ball got before it made its turn. Well, staring it down still isn't going to help, Michelle.
It's not going to go. Take your time, pick your spare.
Much better spare shooter than she used to be.
So Leanne Barrette trails by 6 pins as she steps up in the 6th frame. And Lisa, we've talked a lot about injuries, and it's been a while. I wanted to let everyone know Eric Forkel of the PBA that had that injury falling through the skylight. He was at the U.S. Open. He was looking great, had a back brace on, but he's feeling good, and he's hoping to get back to bowling. He'd like to get back later this year, but it could be next year, and disaster for Leanne Barrette.
Well, the old famous 7-10, just when you don't want it. Ball made a late charge. Look at the 5-pin just kind of laid down. Didn't make it to the 7. Ball probably started its rotation a little bit early and wanted to go a little bit straighter on the back end than it needed to. Not a good time.
Right. There's never a good time, but we talked about the 7-10 earlier. Tough break. Michelle Feldman, though, good break for her, sitting there in the chair.
That's right. 4 frames to go, though. Plenty of time. Plenty of time to catch up. Leanne needs to collect her thoughts, make this 3-6-10. But she has now gone high a few times here this game, so she's going to have to collect her thoughts, get her keys back. And those are, you know, get those legs low and get that ball projected down the lane. She said that she didn't try and hook it all week, so she's going to have to go back to that right now.
You know, Leanne Barrette also does a lot of teaching with kids. She loves kids. She's taught her niece, Brittany. She's 9 years old. Today, in fact, happy birthday, Brittany. She has a 140 average at 9 years old.
She said she'd be out on tour one day.
Yeah, I believe it with a coach like Leanne Barrette.
That's right.
Money leaders for this year, Wendy Macpherson, 64,125. There's Michelle Feldman in second. Yep. 4-10.
Well, this just made things a little bit more interesting.
It sure did, and you can tell by that look on her face. Wow, I did not want to give that back, is what she's thinking. Well, she's going to go for it, I'm sure.
Oh, she definitely has to. Making sure she gets the count. What a great approach she has. This is just powerless. Small first step on a 5-step approach. Watch right here. This is called waiting on the ball. Ball at the top of her backswing, the foot there at the line, and the ball coming through. If you've ever heard anybody say, wait on the ball, wait on the ball, there it was.
And that's what the power players today do, and she does so very well. Coming back with that strike in the 8th frame. Michelle Feldman leading by 5. Leanne Barrette now up in the 8th. All she can do is sit and wait. Leanne Barrette also into a lot of other things. Line up bowling bags, boomer bags. Loves them, a lot of fun for the kids. She always relates to all the kids. 4-pin for Leanne Barrette.
Much better shot right there, though. But it's still wanting to hook up on her, so she's going to have to make some adjustments here. I know she's figuring it out right there. Right, but first she's going to make the spare, move on. Still got 2 big frames, the 9th and 10th. Ball, no hook. going to cut down the chances of it hooking past it.
Leanne Barrette down by 6 pins right now as she steps up into the 9th frame. And Lisa, she told us she used very even rolling equipment this week, that being Leanne Barrette, as Michelle tries to find out the score of the match. Even rolling, it helped her out.
Oh, definitely. With the this week, she wanted something that she could read. She wanted to be able to control it, and the first priority, hit the pocket, which she did quite well.
Ten-pin laying down in the pocket, in the channel, excuse me.
Well, she trusted this one. Watch this one go out to about, well, looks like about the 5th board. Came back pretty strong, but maybe if it would have hooked up just, probably 4 to 6 inches earlier, that would have been right in the pocket.
Oh, no. She almost missed one earlier. And that, ooh, that could seal her fate.
Well, she got the spare ball there to cut the hook down, but cut it down just a little too much, just sliding off right before the 10.
Michelle Feldman needing to stay clean. Coming up high, 6-10, fortunate not to leave a split on that shot. Best Leanne Barrette can shoot now would be 183 if she strikes out in the 10th frame. So Michelle Feldman needs to mark here in the 9th and 10th.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my.
Uh-oh, I don't want it. You take it.
I think, wow, both of these ladies have been downgraded in this.
Saw Leanne, just almost a smile out of her right there. She's going, okay, now I'm going to have to regroup and see what I can do. It's going to depend on what Michelle does.
I don't think either of them can believe this is happening. Michelle Feldman is taking a re-rack, and I'm sure it's to regroup and compose herself. She's laughing.
Has to be. I would.
Who wants it? I don't. You take it. Michelle Feldman now leads by 6 pins, 159 to 153. Both players on and open as they step up in the 10th frame. So she will need, as you see there, a double and 5 pins to shut out Leanne Barrette. There's the first one.
Well, she is ending on a lane that she struck on in the 8th. A great shot by Michelle right here. Just getting out to about the 8th board, 10th board, somewhere in there. Coming up. She's not hooking it as much as she usually does. She definitely isn't. She said she didn't want to this week because it just got too uncontrollable for her.
Oh! What a huge break. Probably for the title, needing now just 5 pins.
Huge break is the right choice of words. What a break here. Head pin off the wall, carrying the 2. I think that about says it all right there. 5 pins, all she needs. Good enough.
Wow. What an extraordinary match. I thought it would be a close match. I never guessed it would be this type of a match.
Well, the whole tournament was this way. About the whole top 8 were frame to frame coming down toward the end of the tournament. It's just amazing. We had a tie for 3rd and 4th and had to have a roll-off. It was just amazing.
Leanne Barrette finishes up in 2nd with 7,700, and Michelle Feldman wins the Lady Ebonite Classic. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more from Executive Bowl. 2 years ago, it was Michelle Feldman who won the Lady Ebonite Classic here at Executive Bowl in Louisville, Kentucky. With that strike against Kim Adler. And tonight, it's Michelle Feldman again. Final score 188 to 173. And in with a beautiful trophy is Bob Reed, Vice President of Marketing from Ebonite.
Michelle, on behalf of Ebonite International, I'd like to present you with the trophy as the 2000 champion of the Lady Ebonite Kentucky Classic.
Thanks, Fred. Thank you.
And I know Sonny France, the proprietor here at Executive Bowl, has something very special.
Michelle, it's getting to be a pleasant habit. I'll see you again in 2 years. On behalf of Ebonite, Executive Bowl, and all the bowlers here in Louisville, congratulations, $14,400.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Browning Automotive, Sonny and Claire, everybody here at Executive Bowl, Ebonite. I guess that would be it. Thank you, everybody, all the fans.
Well, congratulations again to Michelle Feldman, who becomes the first woman to win 3 titles here in 2000. Be sure to join the PWBA next Monday night, August 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 for the Greater Atlanta Open. See if defending champ Leanne Barrette can find the magic again at AMF Marietta Lanes. For Lisa Wagner, I'm Jan Schmidt. Thanks for watching the Lady Ebonite Classic. So long from Executive Bowl in Louisville, Kentucky. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.